Yo, what's going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped, back for the OPTC video, and in today's video, we're taking Treasure Map Buggy, one of the newest SugoFest exclusives to hit my account, thanks to the Egghead celebration in SugoFest. We're taking him into some PvP, and we're rocking the shooter team again. I feel like I've just done shooter team after shooter team after shooter team showcase, but shooters, like, honestly, they might be number one. Like, they genuinely might be the best team in the game. They have so much versatility, they have so many characters that you can bring, and Buggy brings speed. Buggy's ability is not only for shooters, but he's also for strength. Strength's a little bit hard to squeeze his way in on. Definitely could find a way to bring him over there, but I feel like doing like a strength shootery kind of hybrid build is going to be the best place for him. Now, he brings a lot of speed. He gives you level 8 CD reduction, so you're getting your specials very, very quickly, and then if you partner that with like Usopp S-Snake, who's also a strength character, who are reducing the cooldowns of the enemy, you're basically popping your specials off twice before they even have a chance to use their specials once. As you can see, against the new Driven challenge, like, this fight is really, really challenging, and it's a very, very, very tough PvP challenge fight. And we actually managed to just tear our way through, thanks to Kuzan in the middle there, the 6+ PvP legend. He just basically just tears through in the lineup, thanks to the amount of damage that he can output with the defensive drops that we get, and the amount of cooldown that he can receive with doing his special basically twice in the first 40 seconds, which is absolutely wild. But Buggy, his passive basically is only relating around giving strength or shooter characters cooldowns, but he can also nerf Dex and Slasher enemies. So if you're versing Slasher enemies, you can do some fun stuff there. If you're versing Dex, you can also do some fun stuff there, but most of the time when you are running him, he's basically just going to be there for that level 8 CD reduction. His special is very interesting as well. He does a 10% HP cut to himself. So he does about a little bit of damage, but then he does a 60% HP cut, no, 6% special rollback to one enemy, as well as giving the team level 5 CD reduction. And I believe he also does, he does a little bit of a HP cut himself. So as you can see, we're rocking 13 cooldown on this team, 13 defense, no HP, which is absolutely hilarious. But the team is based around all-out attack. 26 attack there on Kuzan. As you can see, he smacks everyone for about 7,000, 8,000 damage in the first 20 seconds. And then you just roll back specials with Usopp and Lilith. You get the special rollback from Buggy. Yeah, he does a bit of a HP cut there as well. And then the damage output that Lulu can do is just absolutely crazy as well. So you have a lot of very good like nerfing characters on the shooter team now, and then you just have some really strong damage output as well. You can even run Kuma in the front because we're just more strength reliant now, which is what we do actually against the Slasher build. Because Kuzan's great and all, but like most people would have invested in Kuma when his Pirate Festival 6+ was out, like getting copies of him. And the 6+ Skulls was definitely a massive priority because he's level limit break, and 6+ is just absolutely phenomenal. So S-Snake's providing a bunch of confusion, which is awesome. She's also giving the defensive drops, and she's also giving the special rollback, the cooldown sort of increase. And then we have S-Bear, Raizo Shinobu on the bench as well, which is absolutely wild. As I was saying, those shooters, they have a lot of different options. You can definitely bring the free-to-play Kuzan. You can bring stuff like the Suru Pirate Festival Rare Recruit as well, so you can do some really, really fun stuff. Against the Weevil fight, this is where we sort of struggle the most with Buggy. Buggy especially because strength characters do get singled out by stuff like Jinbei and Akainu and whatnot. So this one was a little bit more challenging for this particular team build, and it's a credit and a testament to where PvP's at right now. There really isn't a team that kind of just goes through and mollywops everything. You can change the variation of the team to suit what you're versing to mollywop it, but you can't really just say, all right, this is my 8 characters I'm bringing in this particular order. I'm going to go in and just demolish everything like back in the day with Slashers. You can just literally just run one team and just beat literally everything. So PvP's in a really, really nice spot where you don't really have the luxury of just sort of going, all right, cool, I'm just going to build one team and just demolish everything. So depending on what you're going up against, like you can see with this quick team, the strength characters do get singled out pretty easily. There's a big reason why I didn't bring Kuma in the front just yet. However, Kuma in the front is definitely going to work very nicely because obviously Buggy is strength, S-Snake is strength as well, so you're realistically getting the same buffs out of Kuma as you are for Kuzan, because Kuzan's only buffing strength, dex, and quick, not actually buffing the Lilith, Usopp, and Lulu unit. Lulu is just so fucking good, man. Like, if you like get that character to 150, which I do have the posters to do. I just am waiting for anniversary because I feel like I'll pull a couple copies there, and that's probably the best time to do it. Maybe save some posters along the way because posters are pretty scarce right now with all of these crazy, super special characters. Usopp Lilith, obviously they hold their own with their passive, their special being on 20-second cooldown. You don't ever really see their super special, which is something that I pointed out in their showcase video that I released yesterday. But even still, like they're a phenomenal character, and they're probably one of the best PvP characters in the game. And shooters being as good as they are, just elevates that as well. So Buggy, I don't know if he holds his own on the shooter team. Like he's going to be your go-to shooter character. With characters like Caulifla, with characters like Treasure Map Frankie floating around, I don't really know if Buggy is going to be the best option. But the amount of speed he gives you, man, the cooldown reduction you get from this character is absolutely wild. You partner that with Lulu, who's giving you cooldowns at the start of the fight, and then obviously with the reduction that you're giving the enemy, they start on like -8, you're starting on 13. It's like a 21 cooldown difference, which is absolutely disgusting. Plus, obviously, Buggy with his 60% rollback and the 20% rollbacks that you can get from Usopp and Lilith. It's just absolutely wild how fast and how many more specials you're popping off. But as you can see, in most of these fights, even though Buggy is on the flanks, he does have a tendency to die a lot. Like, the team doesn't have any HP. Obviously, it's the one downside to the team, but usually, by the time the enemy's using their specials and popping their stuff off, like, you've taken out majority of their front lines. And remember, these are the challenge fights. The challenge fights have disgusting legends on the bench, which definitely overrides the cost. So this is never going to be a really true testament of what you see in PvP. It's more just putting these characters in a harder situation to what you guys will see over in regular PvP. Obviously, like, you have meta teams and stuff like that, which are going to be a little bit more tougher to beat. But at the same time, I just feel like this is a really good playground for some of these characters. Getting the super special Usopp Lilith there is actually kind of crazy. 3 specials for them to pop off is a lot. Actually, like a lot of specials. So, like I said, Buggy, I think Caulifla is probably the best option, especially for this kind of build. Caulifla is definitely the best character you could bring in over Buggy. But I'd probably still say that he's better than stuff like Uta, better than stuff like the Pirate Festival Suru character. You have Rise of Shinobu, like he's probably a little bit better than something like Rise of Shinobu nowadays. So he definitely can hold his own in the front lines, but I think strength shooters, if you are sort of building around stuff like Kuma, like we are doing for this final part of the video against slashers, this is where you're really going to see most of his value, just being that extra strength character. So I don't really know how we go on strength, to be honest. He might actually function really well on like a strength build. If you had like Strength Uta, for example, she's a shooter character. You could then throw together like Jack, who's a fighter character that will work under S-Snake as well. You could easily just throw Raizo Shinobu in the mix there. They're a strength unit. You have a Kainu, the 6+ Kainu, who's very, very good too. So you definitely could do some fun stuff with strength shooters. But again, I think Lulu and Usopp Lilith are just so good that if you were to build strength shooters, you'd end up just building it like this, having them in the back end and just going, all right, well, I don't really care that Kuma's not buffing them because the rest of the team is, and they're providing so much for the build that Kuma can just pop his special off like crazy. I think we actually get pretty unlucky with Kuma's special. We don't actually get it until now, which is like absurd because most of the time we're just popping off specials like crazy. But Kuma does have a much higher cooldown than something like Kuzan, and that's usually why Kuzan is a little bit nicer to bring, because you can, like I said, you can see 2 specials from Kuzan in the first 40 seconds. And the amount of damage that is doing with the drop defense, it's kind of wild. But overall, shooters have just got so much nerfing capabilities. They have so much nuisance about them with the rollbacks, damage over time, all that crazy stuff. The action bind that Usopp Lilith can do as well. And then they have some really good damage output with their big hitters too. So shooters, man, like I really don't see a world where they're not #1. They're more free spirit. I think are definitely up there. Powerhouse driven, they're kind of like 1 unit away from being that like disgusting echelons of like, oh my god, I'm unbeatable. But I think shooters and free spirit right now for me are sitting equal first and second. Then you have your driven powerhouse builds, probably moving something like strength. Slashes are probably thereabouts, into thereabouts around that top 5 as well. But that's going to wrap up the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff. Most importantly, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Later!